Today we are celebrating Why Apply Day. This is actually a campaign put on by the American College Application Campaign Board. And this is to talk about the importance of that next step past graduation, which is applying. And that could be applying to a certificate program, that could be applying to a 2-year university, that could be applying to a college university. But just taking that plunge to the next step of where you will go after graduation. So I'm Dr. Eller, the superintendent here at Sylacauga City Schools, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about my journey with education. I first began my educational journey after high school in a certificate program to be a clerk stenographer. I wasn't sure really what I wanted to do outside of graduation, but I knew I needed a skill set so that I could be employable right away. And so I went through the program at Prince Institute in Montgomery, Alabama to be a clerk stenographer. That led me to a career with the State Department. I worked there for several years and then decided to be a stay-at-home mom. And while I was a stay-at-home mom, I went back to school to pursue a college degree. I first began pursuing a degree in English. I wanted to be an attorney, but as life happens, I felt that calling to be an educator, which I knew deep down inside is where I was supposed to be. So I changed my major. I also changed universities and went from Troy State Montgomery to Auburn University Montgomery and enrolled in their elementary education middle school English program. I graduated from there, worked in that field for a couple of years, and then decided to go back to school to get a master's as a reading specialist. I had students who were struggling on how to read, and I wanted to be able to help them. And so I got a master's as a reading specialist so that I could be more effective in the classroom. I then was recruited out of the classroom into an instructional coach role. And in that role was encouraged to go back and get my leadership degree. I did not aspire to be a leader. I didn't aspire to be a superintendent. I just wanted to do my very best in whatever role I was placed into. And so I went back to AUM again and added on an instructional leadership certificate that began to open doors for me in my career that I never thought would open. And then I decided to go back again and pursue my educational specialist and my doctorate. I chose Auburn University at that point to pursue those. They have one of the best doctoral programs in education, War Eagle. And so I did that, and once again that opened other doors in my career, which led me to be here in Sylacauga as superintendent.
I applied because this was the first time for a 4-year graduate in my family. So my advice to seniors would be to apply for college for personal growth and development and provide better opportunities for learning.
I went to college at Auburn University, War Eagle, and the reason I decided to go to Auburn and choose education is I wanted to make a difference in people's lives, from small children all the way to adults. And I encourage everyone to apply because my personal reason is to make a difference in others and to provide, it also provided me an opportunity to be a lifelong learner and provided opportunities for me to choose a path for a better future for me.
I think that students today should apply for college because it gives you great opportunities to be able to be successful and to find the career of your dreams.
So it's just going to provide you with some life skills. You know, you're going to get out there and meet new people. You're going to be exposed to different views and opinions on things, and it's going to kind of mold you into a new person. So that can be a really good thing. I just think it's important to explore all your options, and if you think that's the right thing for you, I would encourage you to apply.
I graduated from the University of West Alabama online, and I went because I wanted my girls to see that they could do anything they were willing to work for. And I really think that our students should consider applying to college because it opens up so many opportunities in life.
And I'm an alumni of the University of South Alabama in Mobile, Alabama. I chose to go to college because I wanted new opportunities that would get me out of Sylacauga so I could see the world. Moving to Mobile gave me the opportunity to meet new people from all around the world and to really find out who I was. One thing that I think is super important about going to college is that it gives you those opportunities that you may not have. Even if you want to go and do a trade, having that associate's degree can help you really kind of put you on the edge above other people who are applying for that same job.
I think applying to college is can be a valuable route for students. It's not necessarily everybody's route, but if you know what you want to do once you finish high school, and that involves a degree, then I would highly recommend applying. Sometimes you can make more money as a college graduate, but to also remember there are other options.
I just kind of felt like I needed to go to college just because I felt like I had more opportunities by applying. However, I do know that college is not for everybody. So I definitely recommend applying to a college, even if you're saying, well, I just want to go to trade school. With trade school, you still have to do your undergrad stuff. You still have to do your basics. So you want to make sure you're doing well in class now to make sure that you have a good foundation in those core classes. And it gives you more opportunities.
Why apply? One reason you should apply is for career opportunities. Some careers, such as being a lawyer or a doctor, require advanced degrees. Another reason you should apply is for networking opportunities.
Okay, so it's Why Apply Week, and I want to tell a little bit about my path through college. When I got out of high school, I wanted to start my own business, and my dad agreed to help me with the business, but he wanted me to get a little more know-how through college before I started on my own fresh out of high school. So I went to the community college down at Alex City. It was at that time ACJC. It's CAC now. It's the same thing. Just a very smart decision for me because my first year nearly flunked out of college. And had I gone straight into a four-year college at that time, I don't think I would have made it out. That would have been the end of it. But I got my act together and finished in 3 years at CAC instead of 2, but did go on to Auburn where I majored in business. There I did much better grade-wise, finished up there, and then after I got out of college, I did start my business then. It was here in Sylacauga. It was a cultured marble manufacturing business. It lasted for about 2 years, and then I wound up going out of business. And I did actually have another business after that, which lasted about 4 or 5 years and went out of business. And then I came to work here at Sylacauga High School. And had I not gotten that degree to begin with from Auburn University, I would not have been able to work here. So do go to college, apply. If you don't have a trade lined up already or something that you already got ready to do, go to college, get your degree, and be successful.
I wanted to do this today to talk about why I applied for college, because I feel like it's important for students to know that every teacher has a story. My story began back when I graduated high school. I'm a Coosa County person. I lived in Coosa County. I grew up in Coosa County. I graduated high school in Coosa County. But when I graduated, I had no idea what was the what, who was the who. My dream was to go off into the military because I have 6 uncles that served and a grandfather. With that being said, that didn't happen for me. And I had to come up with a plan. So it took me a minute to get myself together. I started at Central Alabama Community College. So for me, a 2-year college turned into whenever I could get it in. At that point, college was not a thing for me because I didn't. But what I realized was as I grew older and became an adult and understand the importance of having a job versus a career, I realized that the most important thing was for me to go back to college. I was working at Russell Corporation when Russell started shutting down, and I was one of the first people in the wave to lose my job. So I had to figure it out. And what I realized was something that I didn't want to do was go into education because my family, my grandmother was a teacher, her sisters were teachers, turned into where I went. So I attended Alabama State University. Alabama State is where my grandmother went when she was in college. So I just felt like that was right. Alabama State taught me all things education. So by 2009, I graduated, started working as a teacher, and I realized that I couldn't teach. So I needed not only those classes, but I needed mentors to help me become the phenomenal teacher I needed to be for my kids. As time progressed, I got better. I realized that in the classroom, a lot of things happen. So I went and got my school counselor degree, which was a master's in education, and I got that also at Alabama State University. Trickled down to me getting into being here at Sylacauga, and I earned my educational specialist degree in school counseling because not only did I want to help the kids in my classroom, but I wanted to help all students, which is why I decided when I was asked to be an assistant girls basketball coach. It is so important that students think about planning for their future. And please trust me, I am a testament of plans don't always go the way you want them to. But I feel like at this moment, when application time starts opening up for colleges, you should apply because that's going to be very important. Your future self is depending on you.